The following is a presentation of The Day.
For decades, this storied rivalry took place on the grass on Saturday mornings or Saturday afternoons. But tonight, on the campus of Ledyard High School on Bill Mignault Field, it's Thursday Night Lights as the New London High School Whalers travel and play their rivals, the Ledyard High School Colonels, and we've got it live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. We provide solutions to all your dental needs. Your smile is our top priority. Visit us today at waterforddentalhealth.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien. And this is an old-fashioned ECC rivalry, sports doctor.
Yep, 4-0 versus 2-1. A couple of, like I said, old-time foes here, Casey. A big game tonight for both these teams. In particular, New London trying to find some identity versus a Ledyard team has got plenty of identity. That's run the football.
Yeah, Ledyard 4-0, but their strength of schedule has been suspect. We'll talk a little bit about that. Only 7th, despite being 4-0. But very impressive, dynamic playmakers on the other side of things. New London's strength of schedule has been very good. This will be the best team Ledyard has seen so far, but it might be the best team New London has seen so far as well. So New London's going to have to kind of find ways to put points on the board as our first kickoff of the game takes a high bounce and comes down at the 30-yard line. And so Ledyard will take up the first possession of the ball game, and they'll be moving right to left on your screen. And when you start with Ledyard, you're starting with a couple outlaws.
Man, outlaws or outlaws?
Now
I mean, there
a little bit
could
of
be
both.
outlaws on the field down there, and then Justin Outlaw and Ryan Outlaw are brothers, a quarterback and fullback tandem. And you know, Ryan Outlaw is at about 730 yards on the year, 4 games in, and could possibly bust 1,000 tonight. So we'll keep an eye on him.
Ledyard will keep it simple. Big offensive line and a lot of outlaw. First down. Toss it goes to Stahlbusch. And well done by the New London defensive line getting out there early. Johnny Burns III got out there and made a tackle for a loss.
11 guys in the box, crowd the line of scrimmage, Casey, and Burns did a nice job side to side with the tackle.
Well, New London's strength defensively is not only side-to-side speed, but they've got real great lockdown corners, Dennett, Bonneau, and Hill, and they're going to have to come up close tonight and play those receivers single coverage all night long. Second down. Stahlbusch in motion again. This time the handoff is to Outlaw. Breaks a tackle and almost got to the outside. Leo Griffin Hill made the tackle.
Yeah, Griffin Hill coming up. Stopping Outlaw in his tracks. Third down and 11. What kind of dial and distance you got? You know, what kind of play you got dialed up for this down and distance, Casey? And again, this is a team that passes the ball, what, 5, maybe 6 times a game?
Yeah, they're not built around passes. If they do, it's usually screens. So look for Green.
He's a home run hitter.
Number 7, James Green. Look for him on a bubble screen or something like that here on 3rd and long. Trying to get New London to draw off. There goes Green. And instead, keeping him himself is Outlaw. And there was nothing there. That's a great job. Jefferson Bernardo that time brought him down. And New London does its job.
Yeah, I think a busted play almost that time. Outlaw was kind of handing off to his brother. He went on the wrong side, and New London holds on their first possession. So good start for the London defense out of the chute. They should get the ball back in pretty good field position here, too, off the punt.
Sophomore Jonah Eddy, good punter for Ledyard. Back deep for New London is Griffin Hill, the dynamic playmaker who does a little bit of everything. And will start from his own 40-yard line. Eddy gets a punt off, and it's a beautiful punt. They're going to let it bounce, and it's going to take a Ledyard bounce and collapse right at the 30-yard line.
They're going to get running into the kicker. Not a roughing the kicker, but a running into the kicker. 5-yard. Yep.
What we learned with a great article Mike DeMora wrote is there's almost no penalties in high school sports that are automatic first downs.
No.
So one of them is roughing the kicker, but running into the kicker isn't. So the question becomes what
they'll decline that. They'll, I mean, they won't re-kick that. The ball's down at the 30-yard line.
The penalty is declined.
Yeah.
Whalers take over on the 30.
That's a good punt. Got a good Ledyard bounce, good Ledyard roll, putting London back at the 30-yard line. No sense re-kicking that.
So the story with New London tonight is Christian Irizarry, the sophomore quarterback, will be under center for the Whalers. He was thrust into action as Roddy Pratt had an injury, the starting senior quarterback, and so Irizarry will be taking the snaps for New London.
13-6 win over Guilford, 12-7 loss against Fitch, and a 26-7 win against Griswold Wheeler. Schedule so far for the London Whalers.
Irizarry, tiny, hands off to Williams. Williams going, Griffin Hill check it, and Griffin Hill will get 2 or 3. Already, I'm going to bring in Peter Wappy. Wide out to the left for New London was number 15. Peter, who did
He's number 13.
Who did no wide out. That's the quarterback getting the play right now. Number 15, right there in the huddle for New London, was the split out wide left. Our own Peter Wappy did a fabulous job researching rosters, only for New London to throw him a curveball.
Except for that, we'll have to get our sideline correspondent to do some research for us.
Yes, Mr. DeMoro is down with Jim Bunicor, the athletic director and assistant principal. Again, I'm on that. 2nd down and 8. Irizarry from the shotgun. Burns goes in motion and Ledger jumps.
Yeah, we have a false start.
But I think they were drawn off. Yeah. Looks like Schneider Sanat moved.
2nd down and 13.
You know, is it odd for these teams who play on a Thursday night? Is it out of their element a little bit? Is it, not Friday night? It's the game's been, put off for a week. Does that play a factor in this tonight?
100%. I mean, it throws football scheduling is a very, I'd say it's more important than any other sport to maintain the schedule. They have a way of doing things, and it definitely throws it off. But I think for the players, that'll go away pretty quickly. They'll get into a rhythm. 2nd and 13 as it was backed up. Irizarry from the shotgun. And we're going to get another whistle.
That's going to be delay a game.
Oh, good. And the pass was to number 15, whose number we still don't have. We're going to get that right away.
So back-to-back 5-yard penalties for New London. We'll put them at about 2nd down and 19.
And here's where I'm going to go with this. Who did New London play last week?
Nobody.
So they had a bye
and
a delay.
Yeah.
And you got back-to-back penalties.
Okay,
that's not a surprise, right? Because you're not in the.
There's
rhythm.
the rust. There's the out of your element Thursday night.
But it's driving a coach crazy.
Sure.
Because he's going, guys, we had 15 days to prepare.
Yeah.
We got 2 back-to-back false starts, and now you're in 2nd and 18, which is far less manageable. Irizarry's going to throw, steps up, throws high, caught in the flat, and brought down in the 40-yard line. More of a crossing pattern. And that's going to be close to, if not a 1st down for New London, and I think it's going to be enough. They're going to move the chains. So 1st down Whalers.
I've got a roster here from Ledyard High School too, and number 15 is not there.
But we don't need 15 on Ledyard. We have him. That's Shea Kenyon.
No,
we need New London. That's New London. Yes, that you said Ledyard.
No, I got it from the front desk.
Oh, well, they don't have it either, so we're going to effort that as soon as we can. 1st and 10 Whalers, ball at their own 30-yard line. Nice job by Irizarry on that last play, stepping into the pressure and delivering a strike. Handoff to Griffin Hill. Gets to the corner, puts his head down. A great tackle out there on the edge by James Green.
James Green coming up, filling from that safety position. Nice tackle there, 2-yard gain. Green, one of those two-way players, Casey, you talk about his offensive playmaking abilities. At defense, he can go get the ball. He is quick to the spot.
That's why, who was the player that was the cornerback at USC that also played wide receiver? That's who
at USC?
Yeah, just reminds me of
Jason Sehorn? No?
In this lifetime, sports.
Okay, all right.
Jason Sehorn?
No, that was a long time ago. Yeah, remember him? Played for the Giants back in the day?
2nd and 8. Dorian Jackson, I think is
Dorian Jackson?
Yeah. Jason Sehorn.
Yeah, he's a long time ago.
Here's a toss to Griffin Hill. Cuts inside of Green, gets a block, and they're going to push him forward with the pack. So about a gain of 3. It's going to bring up a manageable 3rd and 4.
Gain of a couple on the play will bring up 3rd down and 3.
You referred to James Green as a Devin Hester type off the air.
Yeah,
Sean Jackson, that type of guy.
Yeah, what you'll see from Ledyard is you'll see out low. They'll soften up the middle like a prize fighter, and then all of a sudden you'll get a bubble screen or a toss sweep to Green, and and then they're bringing in the corners and setting the edge a little bit closer, and he gets outside, but he's also dynamic. There's a handoff to Burns, and not much there.
Stalbush on the tackle. Liam Stalbush in there with his head down low, knocking bodies around. It's going to bring up 4th down and 1. And he's shocked that London did not go for it on the road.
No, they'll go for it here at the 50-yard line. They like their defense as well. At that time, Roddy Prats was in the, who had been the starting quarterback, was in at fullback. And if he can throw the ball even a little bit, it might provide some opportunities for some wrinkles. And they're going to keep him in at fullback again with Burns at tailback in the eye on 4th and half a yard. Then there's going to throw a screen to Hill. Hill gets to the outside. Hill's down the sideline. Leo Griffin Hill, one man to beat, cuts it back, heading to the end zone, reaching, waiting for our signal. And he's going to be marked out at the 4-yard line. Leo Griffin Hill with a big play. New London putting it in the air on 4th down.
Yeah, a little pop bubble screen there. No defender out on Hill whatsoever, Casey. Took it, 45 yards down to the 5-yard line. And big time play and a big gamble by Johnny Burns on 4th down.
Love the call. Certainly worked out. 1st and goal, Whalers at the 4.
It was uncovered out there at the wide receiver position.
Irizarry now, they're going to stick from the I formation. Hand off to Burns, puts his head down, and he'll get maybe 2, but Ledger doing a really nice job. The interior of that line, getting up that time was Wyatt Crawford, the middle linebacker. So the line's doing a nice job. Linebacker shooting in, not much there. That's a gain of 1.
And a good job here by New London going for it on 4th down. They overcome a 2nd down and 19, a couple penalties that hurt themselves. They figured their offense was fizzling. They had a quick crossing pattern and popped a big play. So New London doing their work through the air.
Yeah, they like to throw the ball. We saw that against Fitch. They'll put it up. Irizarry under center. Going to keep it, and then we're going to get a penalty, and the whistle blows. So Deshaun Phillips is number 15. And do we have him on the roster someplace else?
I'll put him down now.
I don't see him anywhere, so maybe new player, right? 15.
Yep. So another penalty, 5 yards, cost New London. 3rd penalty of this drive.
Yeah, and
so big plays, but digging yourself out of a hole, and the closer you get to the goal line, it's a little tougher challenge.
And New London has struggled offensively to where you got to take advantage of field position like this. You got to get in the end zone.
Yeah.
You're not kicking a field goal from here, though they can. You're not kicking a field goal from here, so you got to really.
6.
That's right. Toss left, Griffin Hill. Nice job on the edge by Ledger, forcing him inside, and they're heading towards the goal line, but can't get enough momentum to get him there. The Ledger did a nice job forcing him back in.
That was a big run, though, by Hill. He should have been stopped for a loss. He stuck his nose down and got back basically, I think, to the original line of scrimmage before the penalty.
Yeah, it's going to be
tough kid.
3rd and goal from about the 3.5, and we've got a timeout on the field, and this timeout is brought to you by CRAC, bringing the light to mental health through opening doors and opening minds. Learn more at CRACCT.com. That's SERACCT.com. Casey O'Neill, along with a sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, and I'd like to send a shout out both to Mom down in Florida. But the paternal unit had a little surgery today.
Oh, he did?
He had a cataract surgery.
Okay.
And everyone told him it's like going from standard definition to high def, like the whole.
Yeah.
So I talked to him on my way here, and I could hear the glee in his voice because he's like, I can see colors that I haven't seen in forever.
Yeah.
So,
as long as he can see white.
Well, here's the thing.
A white little sphere,
That's
he's going to be
problem.
okay. He's fine.
At the golf course, he said people got tired of me going, where to go, where to go.
Yeah, right.
I go, no, they didn't. They got tired of you hitting it down the middle and asking that question. They said, it's the same place it always is, Jimmy. 3rd down and goal. Ball at the 4-yard line. New London will operate with a single back, Griffin Hill. And Irizarry from the shotgun. Low snap, Irizarry handles it. Rolls right, pressured, and he is brought down and sacked all the way back at the 20-yard line. Jonah Eddy was the first to get there, and that's a huge loss for the Whalers. Takes them out of any chance of field goal range. They're going to have to go for it.
And again, miscues cost New London on this drive, Casey. 4 penalties, pushed them back, field position. They overcome things a couple times, but then the fumbled snap right there hurt them. So again, the time off and the rust showed up for New London on this drive.
So we'll see what they can come up with here on 4th down. It's going to be a pass play for sure, but Ledyard going to have to drop back, and you see them putting some deep safeties here. So New London will go same formation. They have 3 receivers. Irizarry needs time. This time he's got some. Pressured, heaves it towards the end zone in the air, and it's tipped and incomplete. Irizarry got pressure from Crawford, threw it up, and now we get a late flag on the play as well.
Yeah, Wyatt Crawford came in and wreaked havoc in the backfield with the quarterback, put the pressure on him.
That's a big stand there for Ledyard's defense. New London knocking on the door, only hurting themselves. I'm thinking this is probably going to be a personal foul, and we're going to see what our officials say. And if it's against New London, it's going to move Ledyard all the way to the 35-yard line. And it is against New London, unsportsmanlike conduct, so that's going to bring them all the way to the 35. So great field position for Ledyard. Frustrated New London player spiked the football, but you only can do that if you score a touchdown.
No,
you can't do that on an incomplete.
This is correct. Yeah.
To put a pin in the parental golf story.
Yeah.
Mom shot a 40 today. Got low net down in Florida.
Down at the Villages, yeah.
Oh yeah. So she went on a road trip. She went on a golfing road trip with the women down in Florida. So
a couple of skins,
yeah,
a few bucks in your pocket.
I'm now the 3rd best golfer in the immediate family. All right, 1st and 10, Ledyard, ball at the 35-yard line.
3 and out, first time for the Colonels. Let's see if they can muster up some offense.
Handoff goes to Outlaw, and New London fly into the ball. Nothing there. Big Jefferson Bernardo hit him behind the line and is down after the play.
Coach's son, Johnny Burns, shot through, had initial contact, and, you know, there's no secret here with this New London defense. It is we are going to key on number 21, pinch to him, crush down on that line of scrimmage, and give him no room to run. They're selling out right now on Ryan Outlaw.
He doesn't need much, but he has to have some. He has had no room to maneuver. 2nd down and 10. In motion, Green. Outlaw's going to keep it himself. A couple nice moves, crosses the 40-yard line. So
a lot of movement up front there by both sides of the football when the ball was even snapped.
And don't forget, Justin Outlaw is a great athlete as well. I mean, they're, you know, oldest brother Marcus on the sideline saying, and I asked him, I said, who moves the best? He goes, still me.
Yeah, of course.
I said, could you tackle Ryan? And he said, yes. So I like that. So they still got the oldest brother confidence.
Yeah.
Ryan wasn't so sure, though. 3rd and 5. Tight formation. In motion, Green. Outlaw with the handoff, and he's not going to get the first down, but second effort gets him up close to the markers. It's going to be 4th, but it will be short.
Yeah, and again, you see that dive play, Casey, where Outlaw just kind of takes it, and Green comes around in motion, and you talked about that. You know, at what point do you soften up the edge with that concentration on the middle where you pop Green on the outside and he can get around the corner? Obviously, it's not the kind of play to do it on 4th and 1, but you feel like that's what the offense sets things up for?
It does, and Polton's in that mix as well. Ledyard can do a lot of things once they've softened you up, and they're in no rush to do it. That's a broken play. Yeah. Outlaw went to hand it off, and I think he fell forward enough for the first down, and he did.
That's a second busted play on that little dive where Ryan has gone on the opposite side of his brother. A little bit of confusion there between brothers, but, you know, again, just lucky to pick that up, first down.
So
you see Ryan was frustrated afterwards, frustrated with himself, I think.
And went to the wrong side. End of the first quarter, no score at Ledyard High School. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Start the conversation about mental health. Ask, are you okay? Show you are listening by sitting alongside the person and by maintaining comfortable eye contact. Say, I've noticed that. Explain behavior changes you've noticed and express genuine concern. Ask, do you want to take a walk? Engaging in an activity together can be a great way to relieve nerves while talking. Ask, how are you really? Sometimes when someone says they're fine, they're not. Know the warning signs so you know when to offer extra support. To learn more, visit cracct.org.
Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, they provide you the personalized and gentle care you deserve. They're at 177 Boston Post Road in Waterford, and you can visit them today at waterforddentaLhealth.com. All right,
Well,
about to start quarter two.
Fast-moving first quarter, that's for sure.
With all the penalties.
Yeah, beautiful night. Look at the sunset here at Ledger High School, huh?
I have a,
Nice
I have a
setting.
bone to pick with Jimmy Bunicor, though.
No, no pizza in the booth.
Well, there's definitely that, but he made me park in, like, Preston. By the time
Park at the fairgrounds.
I almost hopped on one of the mules over in the ag school to ride the rest of the way.
Those fancy credentials will get you nowhere here, my friend.
1st and 10, Ledger. In motion, Green. Handoff goes to Outlaw, and another great job by the Whaler front. That front seven of the Whalers has not allowed Ryan Outlaw any room whatsoever. Gain of 1, Kyle Parks, the sophomore.
Outlaw's beat up. He's beat up.
Yeah, he is. He's struggling right now. And remember that name, Sports Doctor. Kyle Parks, number 17, is a sophomore for New London, and he just flies to the ball. He's all over the place. So they're going to attend to Ryan Outlaw and be an opportunity for us to talk a little bit, because I expect that you'll see Ryan Outlaw in the Holiday Classic.
Yeah.
The Day and Game Day are very proud to present the first Day Holiday Classic right here on Game Day, December 20th at the Mohegan Sun Arena. So the boys basketball doubleheader features Ledger, their new coach DJ Exum, and the aforementioned Ryan Outlaw, against the two-time defending state champion, even though they haven't won it in 17 years, because it's been that long since we've played, Waterford at 6 o'clock. But then comes the big one. East Catholic, arguably the best team in the state over the last 5 years, against Bristol Central, incoming UConn recruit Donovan Klingen, 8 o'clock. And that is going to be all eyes on that one, because that kid
burner.
can play.
He is a baller.
So Outlaw's going to go to the sideline, and they're going to attend to him. And I will say he's paid a lot of attention to his ankles in the pregame, a lot of wraps. So we'll see if it's the ankle. He may have to tape it up again. So it's going to be 2nd down and 12. Green in motion, little option, quarterback keeper, and brought to the ground immediately is Outlaw, and credit Johnny Burns in on that tackle. They are just selling out.
Well,
they know it's going to be a run.
Yeah, well, you've talked about the strength of schedule, Griswold, Bacon, Waterford, and Hall for Ledyard. Maybe their 4-0 record might be a little inflated. Maybe New London's had 3 weeks to game plan for this a little bit, and have just taken away everything that Ledyard can do offensively. Right now, the defensive front for New London is owning this football game.
3rd and 15. Green again in motion. He gets the toss. Dangerous playmaker. And great tackle on the edge made by Mustafa Dennett. Moose said no chance on that one. It's going to be a punt time for Ledyard. If you look at who Ledyard's played, Bacon Academy.
Yeah.
We'll start with the Griswold, who has not won a game.
Sure.
Has not been in a game. Bacon Academy, who has not won a game and who has really not been in a game. Followed by Waterford, who has 1 win.
Yep.
Followed by
Hall, Lyman Hall,
who I believe has 0 or 1 win.
Okay.
So not a competitive schedule yet. All of Ledyard's games, look at their next 5 opponents: Stonington and Woodstock and Fitch.
Montville.
And they're going to play. They got some games left against some teams. Eddie will punt. Hill back deep. Line drive punt by Eddie. Griffin Hill lets it bounce, and it takes a good Ledyard bounce. And it's going to roll all the way down inside the 10-yard line by the time it's done.
That ball is down inside the 10-yard line.
So if you look at New London, on the other hand, Guilford, very good team. Right? They opened up with Guilford.
Yeah.
They go to Fitch.
12-7 loss.
Oh, so those two teams have 5 wins between them.
Yeah.
And then their last game was Griswold. So they've got a better schedule in the early going, plus the time to prepare.
Yeah, Fitch is better than any team that Ledyard has faced.
So yeah.
And so is Guilford.
So is Guilford.
Yeah.
And now New London's the best, is better than any team Ledyard's faced as
Sure.
well. But I don't believe Ledyard is overwhelming. I mean, Fitch was a really good game. So New London's defensive scheme here is very similar to the defensive scheme
against Fitch. Yeah, because Fitch runs that the double wing. Yeah.
If anything, Fitch doesn't have the playmakers Ledyard has, but runs it very similarly. Maybe even throws it a little bit more. First down, New London. Burns goes in motion. Irizarry hands off tackle play. Nice run by Griffin Hill, and he's going to get maybe 4 yards, which, considering he was hit in the backfield, is a heck of a run here on first down.
Yeah, a little draw that time to Griffin Hill, and Casey in his 4 or 5 runs, everything's been after contact. Everything is yards after contact. He's busted some tackles, positive. He turned a negative into a positive a few different times. He's a tough kid.
Second down, and we'll call it 7. Whalers at their own 11-yard line. Dennett wide left. Irizarry from the shotgun. Motion man, handoff straight up the middle, big hole, and hammered down is Griffin Hill, but he crosses the 15. It'll bring up 3rd and short.
I will tell you something. I don't know which Ledyard defender grabbed a handful of his jersey, but he was gone if he didn't grab a handful of his jersey. That was a huge hole. Little muff snap that time by the quarterback, but Griffin Hill has got some room to run in that play, and he make the best of it.
Yeah, it was Jackson Polton, a running back in his own right, who grabbed them and held on for dear life and got him to the ground.
There was nothing stopping him going the distance.
It's 3rd and 2, and it's a manageable 3rd and 2. It's maybe 3rd and 1.5.
And they go empty.
And I think they have Griffin Hill in the background. I believe it or not, New London goes for it regardless. Even from here, I think they would.
On 4th down?
I really believe it. They're going to get it here, though. Handoff up the gut, Griffin Hill, and he's wrestled down. I'm wrong. Ball's on the turf, loose. They're going to say he was down. That might change things if he lost yards.
Big Joshua Knight, number 79, wrapping him up and throwing him down to the ground. Big stop that time by Knight.
Yeah, so because he lost yards, they're going to punt. I really thought that if he got even half a yard, they'd run up to the ball and go for it, because I think that. But I also think New London right now is feeling really good defensively, that they've got Ledyard figured out.
Right.
Ledyard's going to have to make an adjustment.
Yeah, why would you give him the ball at the 20-yard line?
So Griffin Hill, by the way, who does everything, he'll stay in the game and he'll punt. And Green, the playmaker, stands at his own 50. You got to be careful with him. Low snap, punt is off, and it's going to be a short punt. Bounces at the 40, and Green's going to let it bounce, and it's going to die at the Ledyard 45. So they'll be in good shape at the New London 45. So New London is out of the shadow of their end zone, but that's great field position for Ledyard as they have it at the New London 45-yard line.
And Ledyard will start this offensive possession with Ryan Outlaw on the bench. He's still getting work on that ankle. Sneaker is off.
That Wyatt Crawford is going to be the back. Let's see if they use this as an opportunity to get Green a little bit more involved. Or even Jackson Polton, another one of their dynamic playmakers. Justin Outlaw under center. Little option. Pitch goes to Green. Green cuts it inside, and oh, what a hit.
Burns again, number 33, fell in 22, I'm sorry.
That is Marvell Fleurejean. Wow. That is a hit right there from the junior defensive back linebacker, and loss of 1. And Green with momentum, you don't see him losing yards. That's saying something about the New London defense. They are really flying to the football right now.
I mean, they're just walking bodies up to the line of scrimmage and standing up at the line of scrimmage, just taking away everything that Ledyard can do.
Second down, Outlaw on the option, going to keep it himself. Breaks a tackle from Parks, and then there's Fleurejean again to take him down, but Parks had a chance at him in the backfield, missed him. It'll bring up a much more manageable 3rd and 4.
You know, Casey, pre-snap, too, even the safeties are leaving the wide receivers for New London, and they're creeping these guys to the line of scrimmage. So, you know, when you look, you know, Jackson Polton is uncovered out there. You know, if Ledyard could somehow just check out of it and throw the ball deep, they'd have a touchdown. But, I mean, you'll watch that the safeties will creep up to the line of scrimmage, even the corners.
Well, because New London trusts that its corners are better play. They're going to win all these matchups. 3rd and 5. Outlaw with an audible at the line. Doesn't like what he sees. Toss left to Stahlbush, and Stahlbush brought down after a gain of 1 by Pratt. It's going to be short of the first. Let's see what Ledger decides to do.
Liam Stahlbush on the carry. Tackled after a short gain.
Turf toe for Ryan Outlaw.
Oh, turf toe, and having experienced that, that can be very, very, very painful.
5-yard penalty remains.
And so that's going to bring the penalty back. 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and long. I just got a text, and I'll drop that on you after this, Sports Doctor. 3rd and 9 at the 43-yard line. Dangerous spot for Ledger. New London will put those corners right up tight, and they're going to have the other 9 in the box. Outlaw. Sends Green in motion. He's going to throw. Pressured by Parks. And we're going to get a face mask against Kyle Parks. And I said he was on the edge, so that's going to be a big break. It's going to be a face mask against New London. Turf toe, have you ever experienced it?
No.
It's really
Charlie
awful.
horse.
No, turf toe is awful. It feels like
Stub my toe.
Okay, you know how you know the pain of when you stub your toe?
Yeah.
Imagine that completely nonstop all the time.
Okay, yeah, that's no good.
It's worse than a broken toe in many regards.
All right.
So that's a personal foul against New London on the face mask. That's going to be enough yards to give them the first down. So it's not an automatic first down, but it will bring the ball all the way up to the 30-yard line, to the 29.
3rd and 12, I guess it was. 3rd and 13.
So we'll see the new running back is going to be Miles. It's going to be Miles Streckfus in the backfield. I got to see who's taking over for Outlaw. I believe it's Streckfus. Outlaw. Going to keep it himself, and he's hit by Pratt after a gain of 2. So we watched Ledger previously, and I felt like saying, how do you stop them? Outlaw's a beast. Green to the outside. They have all these weapons. Well, even when Outlaw's in the game, it starts with pressure from your front 4.
Right.
And then it becomes guys that can fly to the football. And New London's got 7 guys flying to the football.
I think you're walking 7 guys to the line of scrimmage, and like you said, you're going to leave yourselves one-on-one on the outside because there's no threat of throwing the football right now from Ledger. And even when they get Green cooking on the outside, you've got corners there in place holding the edge.
And that's important here. After we'll talk about that on the 2nd down. Toss to Green, has some room, bounces it to the outside, and he's wrestled out of bounds by Bonneau. But that's going to be right up next to the marker. So Bonneau makes the stop. It's going to be close to a first down, 3rd and short. The difference, Sports Doctor, is if other teams try to do that and they can't keep the edge with their corners and they get burned on the outside. New London's so talented at the cornerback spot. Those guys can,
Danette's out there.
Right. And, they can tackle. But also, if Ledger runs a pass pattern, the corners aren't going to be shook by it. So 3rd and short, 3rd and a yard.
Again, good talented corners and a lack of respect for a Ledger passing game.
Motion goes Green again. Option. First down by Outlaw, and Ledger has a little something going here finally. That 3rd down penalty really hurt New London.
Yeah, I think Kyle Parks is basically his assignment is Outlaw. That's what he does. He is following Outlaw everywhere. Kyle Parks is the defensive end for New London. It just seems like whenever the ball is snapped, he's like, I am going to read the quarterback. I am going to follow the quarterback wherever he goes. And New London wants to call timeout.
Timeout taken by the Whalers.
So New London will take a timeout. This timeout is brought to you by CRAC, bringing the light to mental health through opening doors and opening minds. You can learn more at cracct.com, SERACCT.com. 0-0, Ledger driving. 4 minutes left here in the first half. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. I just got a excited text from the junior voice of Game Day who said that he is the starting right guard for the next 2 weeks, which means that someone probably got nicked up.
Right.
And so that means for Wyndham and Woodstock. Wyndham and Woodstock, he'll be the starting right guard. So,
There you go.
yeah.
He's beat up.
Excited for him. See how excited he is after 2 weeks of being the starting right guard. So, ironically, Outlaw comes out of the game, and Ledyard starts moving the football. And I think the difference is that Justin Outlaw is showing himself to be a threat with the ball.
Yeah.
So they're not doing anything differently, except they're really not running the ball from the backfield. They're doing toss sweeps, but his ability to run option and keep it has really been the difference in this drive.
Yeah, he's got some room up the middle, Casey, and again, we talked about Parks is basically assigned to him. But once that middle opens up off the fake dive, there could be 4 or 5 yards of green grass in front of him. That's what he's taking.
Well, New London sends big Yasker Barreto into the game, number 79, and his job is going to be simply clog that middle. So 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Crawford is the back. Outlaw under center. In motion, Green. Toss right to Green. Has the edge, has the sideline, has the speed, dives for the pylon. Official signaled out just inside the 1. You saw
that time Green got the edge. You saw the speed. He turned on the jets. Tried to have the nose to the pylon, pushed out of bounds. Little quick count, little quick snap that time for Ledyard, trying to get New London's defense off guard a little bit, Casey. That time you saw the speed by James Green.
I think it's going to be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. I also think Ledyard got away with a
illegal motion. Yeah,
the wide receiver was out quick. You saw the same thing?
I'm seeing it almost every single snap for
the
Ledyard.
wide receiver's out 2 yards into the pattern before the ball snapped.
The timing of the snap and the player movement is just wonky right now for Ledyard. I mean, my eyes are bad, but I thought I saw at least 4 or 5 false starts that weren't called.
So Ledyard will have it first.
Canadian Football League out there. I mean, guys running to the line of scrimmage, ball's not being snapped. I mean, what's going on out there?
1st and goal from the 2.
Yeah.
New London was in a similar spot and couldn't score.
Went backwards.
I think Ledyard's got a little something going on right now.
Yep.
So how does New London reset the edge? Because it's really not up the middle that's causing the problems.
It's not. It's the side. You know what? I think it's off the quick count. That time it was, we're not going to waste any time under center. We're going to do a quick count, and we're going to get the ball on the outside and get the ball moving. Right now, if you're New London, I'll put 11 guys right at the line of scrimmage. I mean, no disregard to the outside. If you're going to beat me on the edge, you're going to beat me on the edge. But I'm not going to let, Outlaw beat me up the middle. That's what I would do if I was Johnny Burns.
Just under 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
New London can move the ball a little bit quicker. Ledyard's a little more methodical. Yeah. So with New London getting the ball to start the second half, this is a big
possession.
Right,
yeah. I think points are at a premium in this game. I hate to say it, but Ledyard has come in averaging 40 points a game, and New London has scored 40 points all year. I think points right now are at a premium.
1st and goal, Ledyard. Ball at the 2-yard line. Outlaw. Under center. Green goes in motion. Fakes the toss, and it brought down for a loss. Schneider Sanat.
Justin Outlaw on the keeper. Tackled in the backfield, number 67.
And a well-designed play. There was room up the middle to run, but Sinet just kind of grabbed him and threw him to the ground. I like the fake to the outside. I like the option keeper up the middle, but Sinet did a good job. And again, going backwards is not good when you have 1st and goal from the 2.
Now I'm gonna say he said no thank you on that one. That was a veto from the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course the Senate can't veto, Sports Doctor. Only a president can do that.
I understand.
Could be called a congressional override. Outlaw's going to keep it, and he's brought down immediately and with great vigor by Amir Thomas, the senior linebacker. And what is it about getting inside the 5 that makes you go backwards?
I don't, straight power football, 1st and goal from the 2. Get under center, do a quarterback sneak 4 times if you have to.
1st and goal from the 2 is now 3rd and goal from the 6.
No reason to get cute.
Outlaw under center. In motion, Green. Handoff Crawford, untouched into the end zone. Touchdown Colonels. Wyatt Crawford Jr. on the dive puts the Colonels on top 6-0 with 2:37 remaining in the half.
Yeah, best job of the game for the front line for Ledyard Casey that time. And I think too much on Outlaw that time. Outlaw got too much of the attention, and Crawford just kind of snuck through the cracks and walked into the end zone. So we talked about points being at a premium. Well, there's 6 big points on the board right now for Ledyard.
And Ledyard's going to go for 2.
Yeah.
And I think 8 points. I mean, I want to see so cliche that 8 is way more than 6, but this is a big gambling. Gambling. 8's huge here. 2-point conversion on its way. In motion, Green. He gets the toss. Makes a move and stuck by Dannett. Nothing there. Moose says no chance for you, James Green. And that's a big stop there by New London, keeping Ledyard to 6-0 with 2:37 remaining in the half.
2:37 remaining.
Now we talked about, identity for both these teams, Casey, coming into this game. Ledyard, averaging 42 points a game and a high-powered offense against probably, marginal talent. And, right now New London up to the cause. But, now New London has, how are we going to find points? We saw them drive the ball and hit a couple of big pops in the passing pattern. But how can we manufacture a drive in 2:37, or how can we not hurt ourselves through penalties and try to cash in?
So they can throw the football. They got a lot of talented wide receivers. The problem is keeping Irizarry upright when you do that. Now, we saw Roddy Prats back when he was healthy at quarterback against Fitch under pressure all night long. Made some incredibly athletic and courageous plays, staying in the pocket or even taking hits. That's a lot to ask Irizarry, who's only a sophomore. But I think if New London's going to move the ball, first of all, 2:37's an eternity. But if they're going to move the ball, it's a simple 2 things for them. You can't have penalties, and you got to keep Irizarry upright. If they can do that, they can score. On a drive, they can score quickly. Eddie with the kick comes down to and picked up by Griffin Hill. Griffin Hill cuts to the outside, one man to beat it. Oh, tripped up and saving. A touchdown was the kicker, Eddie, because Leo Griffin Hill was gone, and that's the second time he had one man to beat.
Yeah, he shows the speed there, shows the moves, and the kicker helped himself out. Big return, though. 2:30 left to go here in the first half. New London needs 54 yards for a touchdown.
Stay tuned at halftime. The Ledyard Colonel Marching Band will be entertaining us at halftime. They did a fabulous job with the national anthem, and they have a stout unit to perform at halftime. I don't know if they're going to launch a rocket like we saw at NFA, but
right.
First down Whalers, ball at the 46. Irizarry has 4 wide. Bubble screen and
Phillips
dropped. Well, actually underthrown. He was looking for Deshaun Phillips, and it was underthrown. But that play's there. But
that's
it's a hard throw.
Listen, that out to the long side of the field. We talked about this. That's a college quarterback throw right there. And that throw has got to go 25, 30 yards in the air just to get to the receiver.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a tough play, man. You want to show me on the short side of the field a quick hitting bubble screen? That's fine. Set up your blockers and go, but that is a tough throw for a high school quarterback.
2nd and 10, ball still at the 46-yard line. Trips left, Irizarry. Toss right to Griffin Hill. Griffin Hill bounces to the outside and fighting for yardage. He'll stay in bounds, though, and the clock will run. It'll be 3rd down.
And again, show me that sweep on the wide side of the field. Show me the bubble screen on the short side where it's easier throw to make, and it's quick hitting. You can pop something at the sidelines. Again, flip-flop those play calls. You might have something cooking.
Speaking of play calls, your guy, your basketball player, Mike DeMoro, thinks might be the best quarterback in the ACC. Will Anglin.
Oh, really?
Mikey
D, really?
Mikey D says he might be the best quarterback in the
He can throw it a little bit, huh?
He said he owes it all to the sports doctor's tutelage in summer basketball. And we're going to get a timeout on the field. It'll be New London's final timeout on 3rd and 9 with 1:44 remaining in the ball in the first half.
The only high school quarterback in the last few years I've seen make that out throw like that to the long side of the field, the kid from Darien last week, or Drew Pine, 2 weeks ago, or Drew Pine You know, when he was at New Canaan and stuff like that. It takes a
I'm
real
going to give
special
you
type of player.
a name of a kid that could make that throw.
In the ECC?
Yes.
Now?
No, a few years ago.
All right.
Owen George. Owen George
Yeah,
could make that
yeah,
throw.
yeah.
Now, he had a lot of other
Right.
There's a reason why
Right.
he ended up going to prep football with a chance to play.
Right.
He had the
Right.
arm for that.
Right.
He didn't
Right,
always,
I got you,
But he
yeah.
had that. I mean, but when we have to count on one hand,
How about Shea McManaway?
not quite close, but
How
not
about
quite.
Ty Ebden?
No.
Not Max. Not Max.
No, I don't think. Can they make the throw? Sure. I mean, is it in there? It's like saying, can the guy, throw 90 on the corner? Maybe once in a while.
Yeah.
But if you had 10, 10.
Not
of
a lot
those,
of kids we've seen in the last, say,
it's
7 or 8 years.
very
It's a tough
hard.
throw.
3rd and 9. Irizarry with time this time. Deep down the sideline, looking for Dannett, and overthrown at the 20-yard line. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. And New London's going to punt it. Ledger's still got a little bit of time left.
Yeah, a single-man route that time. You got triple wide receivers at the bottom of the formation. Dannett was at the top, and it was a one-man show. It was a one-man route. You got to throw the ball in a place where at least your receiver can make a play on it.
There's only one place you can't throw that ball.
That's out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, just throw it up. I mean, wherever it is, right side, left side of the numbers, let your kid go up and make a play on it.
Incomplete's fine. If he intercepts it, it's a
It's
punt.
fine, yeah.
But you just can't.
Just don't throw it out of
You got to
bounds.
get right. That was a wasted play.
Right.
That's the 0-2 pitch that you throw 5 feet high. It's a waste.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, so don't do it. Just change the count.
Right.
4th down. High snap. Hill the punt. Line drive. At the 20-yard line, taken by Green, and he's brought down immediately. Great coverage by the Whalers. And Ledyard will have it at their own 20. And I'll be curious if they do anything here with the football.
Punt returned by number 7, James Green.
I would say we'll take a couple knees and go into the locker room. I mean, the London's going to get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, I don't think they'll take a knee. I think they'll run dive or toss sweep because there's no harm in it. But I would be shocked if they did anything fancy. Based on that, I'm guessing Justin Outlaw will throw a 40-yard in route on the first down.
They do not deviate from that formation.
Run it and run it consistently. In motion, Green. Toss and brought down on. What a great play. Calling his name all night long, Marvell Fleurejean. He was first guy, and he got him back for a deep loss of 10, maybe 12 yards. But New London doesn't have any timeouts, so they can't stop the clock.
Fleurejean flourishing to the tackle that time.
He's a marvel.
He is.
Marvell Fleurejean.
Yeah. Brought your A game tonight. Working on it.
B+. 2nd and 19, a loss of 9, but it's down under a minute left, so Ledyard's still in comfortable shape. Outlaw's going to keep it himself and had some room, but
Yeah.
Fleurejean got him by the jersey.
Well, that's that thing where there's nothing on the dive, there's nothing on the read option, so he's looking for room on the backside, and there actually is room over there. If he was not, if Fleurejean did not grab his jersey, he could have had 20 yards in front of him. That whole pursuit of that defense comes over, and if he can get a spot and get a crease and get on that backside, there's room over there.
You're going to have to do some.
Yeah, sure, yeah,
you have to
gotta
do
do
an
some-
equipment check
Yeah.
at halftime because Outlaw's jersey is now like something out of a Madonna film, a Madonna video from
takes a knee,
1986.
yeah.
So that's gonna
Desperately
take us to
Seeking
the-
Susan.
What's that?
Desperately Seeking Susan. Put in that movie. There you go.
All right, we're at halftime here, Ledyard High School. It's a 6-0 Ledyard lead. Come on back for the band at halftime and then the second half action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Handoff and shooting into the backfield. Santagata got him.
My name is Marlon Santagata, otherwise known as Big Country.
Met almost immediately by Knight and Santagata.
I'm a senior at Ledyard High School. I play right tackle and defensive end.
Marlon Santagata is going to be a load for the Bacon offensive line to handle today.
I'm an offensive lineman, and so I know that they don't get the credit they deserve all the time. But in Marlon's case, he's a kid who plays every snap for us on both sides of the ball without really coming out at all. He long snaps for us, and he's been the heart and soul of the O-line, which has led the way for a pretty good rushing attack thus far.
Dive again, out low, big hole over the middle.
I was at summer workouts, and I was one of the biggest kids at summer workouts.
And coaches were telling me there's this kid named Marlon. It's like he's bigger than you. And then one day we're in the bomb shelter and we're working out, and I see this giant curling 75s, like throwing them, like woo, woo, woo. I'm like, who is that? I go up to him. I was like, hey, what's your name? You play football? Are you a coach? Because he has a big old beard. He's like, hello, my name is I'm Marlon. You call me Big Country. I'm like, okay, I'm Ryan. I feel like we're gonna have a great relationship.
There's a huge hole for Outlaw, sprinting toward the end zone, cuts it inside, touchdown.
It's a north to south offense for sure. And for a kid like Marlon, it's not super easy because he's like a more of a traditional frame for an offensive lineman, and usually linemen in this offense are smaller, more compact, and like quicker, and guys who can kind of bend.
Really got to be fast, coming down the field, trying to get more blocks in. Because once I get the first guy, I got to rip off that guy, go to another guy, and another guy. So it's all about conditioning, getting endurance.
For him to be able to learn the technique, which is very hard for a kid who's built like he is, it's a credit to how hard he works and how consistent he's been this year.
Toss right.
You could have Saquon Barkley in your backfield in high school, and if all 11 guys aren't blocked, you're not going to get anybody any yards. This might be a stretch, but like the Vanguard back in the Game of Thrones days, when they used to go out in the battle first, and they were the first in line, and they were the first to kind of take the impact for the troops that fell in behind them. It's kind of like that. They're up on the front line. They're sacrificing their bodies in every play. There's no stats. There's no glory. For a casual fan, it's basically just understand that without the guys with their hand in the dirt, the guys with the ball don't have anywhere to go.
Big hole off tackle, Outlaw to the outside. Off to the
I'm totally fine. I think it's a whole team thing.
Ryan Outlaw.
If Ryan's name is all in there, I'm fine with that. He's doing great. We're still going to try to block the best we can.
Today, our nation saw evil, the very worst of human nature, and we responded with the best of America. None of us will ever forget this day. Yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Ledyard High School Marching Band.
Let's go, who's up here?
New London senior Rodia Perry, known to his teammates as Pedro, is back on the football field with the Whalers after 2 years away.
I played football freshman year for the school, and then after my freshman year of basketball, when I moved up to varsity for basketball, I was like, I'm trying to start next year for basketball. So I just left football alone and I just worked on basketball.
A long three by Perry. Good!
And then my junior year I was going to come back and play, but the season got canceled. Coach Johnny been wanting me to play ever since I stopped playing. He been every summer when they're doing the sign-ups, he been, are you going to sign up, are you going to sign up? I would just say, I might, but I never signed up. So this year it's my last year, I wanted to come back and just play.
For Perry, wearing the green and gold holds a special meaning, especially during a time when school choice has made it seem like free agency has come to local high school sports.
It means a lot, you know, this season a lot of kids have been transferring schools around, going to different schools. So I feel like for me, I just wanted to stay here. And it's the culture in New London. We've always been the best, even when we're not that good record-wise. Whenever a team beats New London, they're like they just won this championship. So for me, it's just repping my city as much as I can.
Perry remembers looking up to the young men from his city that wore the green and gold before him.
As a kid for basketball, well, you know, Chris, Torrin, Keith Porter, even C.J. Parker. He helps me out now. I came and watched him when I was younger for football. Melquan, Gio Lopez, Jelani Lucas, all those guys. So now me being one of those guys around the city, kids look up to me, it feels good.
10 years from now, maybe the next generation of Whalers will remember growing up watching Pedro, a nickname that goes back to the day he was born.
It's a funny story. So my birthday, which is coming up at the end of the month, October 28th, 2004, when the Red Sox broke the curse, Pedro Martinez was the pitcher. So the day that I was born, I'm serious, it's not a joke, I swear to God. The day that I was born, my mom and my dad gave me the nickname Pedro, and ever since then it just stuck. I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
6-0, Ledyard. We're at halftime here at Bill McNaught Field on the campus of Ledyard High School, where the home Colonels have a slim lead over the visiting New London High School Whalers. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien, and
take the under.
Yeah,
I'm shocked, Casey, a little bit. This is my first look at Ledyard. You saw him play against Bacon, and I thought they would come in here and run the football. And you talked about Outlaw having, 725 yards and counting on his way to 1,000 early in the season. Granted, he got hurt, but even when he was in the game, he was very ineffective. And we talked about New London kind of coming in here off of a big layoff, 3-game season, searching for some sort of identity on offense, and they still are. But I'm a little mystified in how the way this first half has played out.
Well, I think from the Ledyard side of things, New London's the best team that they've played, and they're not going to see many teams with the speed sideline to sideline that New London brings. So defensively, New London's very good. You look at the points they've given up this year, they really haven't given up points.
Yeah, that's solid, yeah.
So that's a good defensive team. And New London, their last game against Fitch prepared them for that. Matter of fact, if you look at who New London's played, Griswold and Fitch, this run the same offense.
and I think the Fitch comparisons are very good to Ledyard because they've run the same style of offense, so there's no wrinkles. We've seen this. We've prepared for it up the middle. We prepared for it, with our corners on the edge. So, and maybe Fitch is a little bit better than maybe Ledyard at this point. I'm not so sure about that.
I don't either, but I know New London's essentially had 4 weeks to prepare for one style.
Yes.
Between their bye week, the off week,
right?
Because of the postponement, the fact that Griswold runs the same offense, Fitch runs the same offense, they've had 4 weeks where. So if you don't know your keys now,
right?
So this is as good as you should see their defense be,
right? And it looks to me like Ledyard doesn't know how to adapt when things are taken away from them. I mean, obviously they got bailed out a couple times by Green on the edge because of his speed. You can't coach speed. You either have it or you don't. So when he's got some room, he gets there. But how do you adapt? To the offense, to the defense taking away your things. Maybe we'll see something on the backside on an option keeper or something like that, but there's no threat of throwing the football, and there's no threat of opening up that New London defense from the Ledyard offense.
No, the irony is that Ledyard was dead, sunk, not going anywhere until the penalty against Kyle Parks on 3rd and 12 when he had a sack. And after that, Ledyard figured out that they want to go string it out side to side. So they wanted Outlaw to run the ball on the quarterback keeper and go cut back, and they wanted Green to stretch things out wide. That was, believe it or not, what softened New London up to the Wyatt Crawford fullback dive.
Right.
Usually it's the other way around. It's inside, outside, and New London had it covered.
Just by the way, I see Ryan Outlaw limping on the sidelines. He's not coming back in this game. He has
No.
turf toe. He is going to be done for the day. It's very unfortunate.
It looks like he gave it a go in warm-ups. I was watching him about 50% of the warm-ups, and then he took his helmet off.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, he's packing it in. Again, I've stubbed my toe. I've never had turf toe.
Yeah, it's hard.
Which is,
I
feel bad for the kid.
What you can do tonight? What you can do tonight is you can go home.
Yeah.
You have you have like a 25-pound weight or something like that. That's extreme.
How about a kettlebell?
Yeah, kettlebell. Drop it on your foot,
Oh,
right
yeah.
on your toe, on
How
your
many
big toe.
times? Once?
Just once.
Yes, you
right
do?
from about 5 feet. and then wrap it up, and that's perfect.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, here we go. Second half.
Turf toe is actually right in
Got
the
it.
joint.
Yeah.
So that this is the part. Anything going this way hurts.
Yeah.
So New London will get the kickoff to start the second half. Now, we talked a lot about Ledyard. On the other side of things, I'm a little disappointed with New London's play calling. Other than the fourth down play, which I thought was brilliant, they haven't really run anything intricate, and I think they've got an advantage with the multiple weapons they have in the passing game, but they haven't really done anything other than that first play we saw to Phillips, anything across the middle of the field, which I think is the wide open spot for them.
Right. I think they have the playmakers, though. I think you're right. They've got some skill people. Keeping the quarterback protected and getting guys in space with the football. Hill's the player. Again, we've seen flashes of him.
So I'm looking down at a guy. We'll do after the kickoff. Line drive, kickoff, and New London will fall on it at the 37-yard line. So I'm watching on the Ledyard sideline, and I see number 15 doing sprints down there, and I look at the roster, and I go, we don't have a 15. And then I realized it's Justin Outlaw. His jersey got ripped, and so they switched his jersey.
It is right here. Is it 16 or is it 15?
It's 15. So Justin Outlaw is going to be 16. Yes, 1-6.
Yes.
So Justin Outlaw was now 16 in the second half.
Okay.
Good thing he's recognizable, or else I would have been. Imagine that text. Hey, who's 16? It's the quarterback, dummy. All right, New London will have it 1st and 10. Ball at their own 37-yard line. We'll see what they can muster here on first down. I want to see if they come out throwing the football.
Does this score hold up?
No.
This score does not hold up.
There's going to be 2 more scores.
Okay.
Question is, which 2 teams? Motion, high snap, ball on the turf, and Irizarry will fall on it. But right there is a great example of what we're talking about. New London can't have penalties, bad snaps, not pass blocks. If you want to throw the football.
Again, it's tough for a good football team to overcome self-inflicted wounds like missed snaps and muffs and turnovers and penalties. I mean, when you're still trying to define yourself as a solid football team, it's very hard.
I mean, they lost 12 yards. I mean, 2nd and 21. Let me ask you a question. I know Darien's the 2nd best team in the state, maybe the best team in the state. How many bad snaps did you see that night?
Yeah, none.
How many false starts did you see that night?
No, we saw the fumble.
How many holds?
We saw the fumble on the first play of the game, and then.
But nothing.
Kaminsky fumbled on the first. That was it.
Nothing. But no holding penalties, no bad snaps.
No.
That's just pure efficiency. And a timeout for New London. So
you come out of the tunnel. You lose 12 yards on first down. Then you burn a timeout with 54 seconds off the clock.
This is the kind of stuff that drives me crazy. Not just because as a New London guy, it drives me crazy, but all
they gotta let that go.
All football teams that come out of the half. This is like you got to spend a timeout on the second play of the second half. It drives me crazy because you spend the halftime looking to make adjustments. I mean, it's a huge timeout.
I mean, you burn the 5 yards, you take the penalty, don't you? If the play clock's running down?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, on 2nd and 19, what's the difference between 2nd and 19 and 2nd and 24? Save that timeout when you really need it, I guess. No, that's my question to you. Is the 5 yards that valuable?
I just said I don't understand it. I think that timeout's more valuable.
Yeah, I agree.
So you better come out of here with one barn burner of a play on 2nd and 21 after you take a timeout.
Yep.
2nd and 21 at the 27-yard line of the Whalers. Good snap that time. Irizarry has time. Sideline route, has a man open, and out of bounds was Phillips. He had a step.
Wow, that was almost a great route run and almost a great pass. And again, we talked about the receiver putting the ball in position for the receiver to make a play on it. And that's the second time Irizarry hasn't done that. I mean, that was a really, really good throw, just 3 yards too far to the right.
Yeah, just a little bit long. Now it brings up 3rd and 21. Yeah. But I think what you're seeing, again, this is what I talked about, but I want to see Irizarry throw the ball 6 to 10 yards to guys that are crossing. I don't want to see him trying to throw the ball 40 yards down the sideline. 3rd and 21. Good snap. He just drops the football. Keeps it. Tries to evade. Has some room. Rolls outside. He's going to keep it himself. Crosses the 30. Crosses the 40. And he's pushed out of bounds up close to the first down. So Christian Irizarry drops the football and turns it into a 19-yard gain.
Isn't that something?
Now they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. So they're marking him significantly
back. Short, yeah. Get 15 yards in the carry.
So the question becomes whether or not they go for it or not. We have an injured Colonel on the play. So we have a timeout on the field, and this timeout is brought to you by CRAC, bringing the light to mental health through opening doors and opening minds. Learn more at cracct.com. All right. I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do a little rapid fire.
All right, sure. Go ahead. All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
These are going to be one-word answers.
Yeah.
Dodgers, Giants.
Dodgers.
Dodgers, Braves.
Braves.
You understand rapid fire?
Yeah, okay, gotcha. All right, yeah.
8-second
delay.
Yeah,
Braves. Okay. Yes, Braves.
Red Sox, Astros.
Red Sox. I think
Red Sox, Dodgers.
Red Sox.
Red Sox. Sports Docs are predicting a Red Sox World Series. That was.
You don't want to hear why or anything like that?
No.
Nope.
No, you don't. Jonah Eddy, the injured player, limping off the field on his own power, though. That's good to see. All right, ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Over, under, Patriots, 8 wins.
Under.
Mac Jones, bust, solid, star.
Solid.
Ledyard, New London.
Bust. Under. Mac Jones is going to win the Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that's not. Well,
would you think so?
No, I think Trevor Lawrence still has a chance.
All right.
Only because of what you just said. They're just never going to put Mac Jones in a position to do that, and Lawrence's numbers might be bigger. So you're going to see that. I think Lawrence, if he can overcome his coach's buffoonism. A wobbly kick takes a New London bounce inside the 30, and Green will pick it up there and knife through 2 defenders and almost got away with it. That was a gutsy move by James Green.
Outlaw officially out. Hyperextended knee and turf toe. Nothing long term. That is report from Mike tomorrow. You know what?
First and 10 on their own 39-yard line.
We'll talk about the NFL. We get a little more fill time and stuff like that.
Have you ever hyperextended your knee?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that you know that.
It is not good.
That is not fun.
No.
All right, 1st and 10, Ledyard. He has a huge possession in this regard. What adjustments did New London make, and can they get the ball right back?
I don't think New London has to make any adjustments on defense. I think the defensive game plan was tremendous in the first half.
First down. In motion, Green. Fullback dive, and nothing there. New London, that play has not worked yet.
And again, what I want to see is Outlaw, fake that handoff and then try and peel something off on the backside. Get that flow of that defense all going, right, following Green, following the fullback dive, and then maybe he gets a little cutesy pie and comes down on the backside because there's room over there.
Yeah, Streckfist.
Some of that stuff's impromptu, but let's see what happens.
Streckfist, nothing there. Senate with another strong vote.
Because you see how the flow of the defense would just kind of follow. Yeah, you're killing me.
Thank you.
All right, Jesus.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very little.
Hey, just wait till I make a debt ceiling joke here sometime in the
I'll have a cheeseburger and you'll have nothing like it.
Green in motion. There's a handoff to Streckfist, and that time there was more there. He had a forward momentum, which is something that they haven't had much of in the first half, and it's going to be 3rd and short.
Maybe you got to have that. Maybe you got to get to the line of scrimmage and just call the play and quick pop it and see what happens.
I'm in glasses limbo right now. I can't see the field, but I can't see my rosters depending on my glasses. So I'm in progressive limbo right now.
Glasses purgatory is where you're at.
All right. 3rd and 3. Ball at the 46-yard line. Big defensive stand here for New London on 3rd down.
7 guys on the line of scrimmage.
There goes Green. There goes a toss to Green. Trying to cut it back inside. He does. He's going to be just past the first down marker on individual effort. That time, James Green got it done himself.
Yeah, a little pop, but a good finish that time for number 7. He needed, I think, 3 yards. He got 4. Ball be placed right at the midfield, but a much-needed first down for Ledyard. So, unlike New London, their initial first possession out of the locker room was a disaster. At least Ledyard could move the sticks.
I deemed James Green the playmaker.
Yeah.
No offense, Michael Irvin. That time he showed a little bit of toughness to go along with his speed because the temptation would have been to go outside. He cut it back in. First down. Little alteration at the line by Outlaw. Now he wants Polton up on the line of scrimmage.
Gotta go.
Tight.
Gotta go. Could be delay a game.
In motion.
That's a
and
delay.
we're going to get a defensive. Yeah, that's right.
That's delay. I mean, I'm watching the back judge, and he puts his hand up in the air, and, you know, it just takes too long. And, again, this is where I think Ledyard gets themselves in trouble. Just come to the line of scrimmage. You know what? Quick count it, pop it. Try and get the New London defense, you know, don't try and figure it out. Why don't you put the pressure on them a little bit? Does that make any sense at all or not? I'm not a football coach. I don't know. But it seems to me when you come to the line, when you quick count it, boom. Give it to your fullback. Let him dive. Get ahead of steam, 5 yards, and go.
Yeah, 1st and 15 is a tough spot for the Ledyard because this is exactly where it plays into
They're trying to figure things out. Don't.
In motion, Streckfus. And Outlaw kept it himself, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Amir Thomas in on the tackle.
We can watch this all night long if we're the Ledyard coaching staff. We can watch it. I mean, you know, Outlaw is trying to figure out the defense, and all he's really doing, all Justin is doing, is giving the defense an opportunity to feast. They're walking guys to the line of scrimmage. You've got 4 guys down and 4 guys standing up at the line. You know, pop it right now.
2nd and 17.
Pop it.
Streckfus in motion. And Outlaw hit behind the
Ball's
line of scrimmage. Ball's loose. I think New London fell on it. Let's see. Nope, they're going to say, yes, Whaler football. The Whalers think they got it. And they do.
Well, again, I mean, this is easy to figure out. I mean, get to the line of scrimmage, call a play, and roll. Don't overlook the defense. You're overlooking 9 guys standing in the box.
So great field position for New London. They're going to have it all the way down at the Ledyard 40-yard line. Most important thing here for New London is no penalties, no bad snaps. Just move the football. First possession, they were at the 5. Haven't gotten there since. Irizarry has time. Bubble screen to Phillips. Phillips gets a block. Cuts it back inside. A nice 5-yard gain on first down by Deshaun Phillips.
I mean, is it me, or don't you feel like one of these teams needs to get some sort of offensive flow and rhythm? I know there's a player down right now, but, you know, get some sort of rhythm, get some sort of flow, get something, you know, don't figure things out. Let's get to the line of scrimmage. Let's call a play. Let's snap it, and let's go. I feel like, and again, I may be wrong, but I feel like these offenses are trying to outthink things too much. I mean, what you're seeing from New London on defense, that is what you're going to get. What you're seeing from Ledyard, that's what you're going to get. Let's get to the line, let's run our stuff, and let's roll.
Okay, so you're not wrong, but it's not it's not Mark Wahlberg golf where you just step up and hit it.
Okay.
It's mixing it up.
Right.
I mean, get up to the line and snap it. Every time it can't be get up to the line, let New London get set in their defense. Wait. Once in a while, go up.
Quick count,
go.
Get the fullback.
Yeah,
I mean,
which
get
we
Crawford,
saw on
get
the
him
touchdown.
cooking, yeah.
But I don't think you can do that every time because I think that gets you out of sync as well.
You're asking a Justin Outlaw, a sophomore quarterback, to maybe take out a little more than he's equipped to.
I do.
Right?
I think he's capable.
All right.
Second down, Irizarry, toss left, and great play by Wyatt Crawford. The linebacker brings down Leo Griffin-Hill for a big loss. It's going to be 3rd and 12.
Yeah, Crawford showing you the goods, scored the touchdown earlier, and then on defense they're making a big play.
Loss of 8 on the play.
Loss of 8 on the toss sweep to Leo Griffin-Hill, and 3rd and 12 now for New London. I mean, it's 4-down territory, is it not? You're not going to punt from your 40, right?
No, you're not. And again, single man, Mustafa then at the top of the formation, Casey. We keep an eye on him. Trips down to the bottom.
There's Ari. Looking deep sideline route for Dannett, and outside shoulder incomplete. Liam Stallbush was on the coverage. It'll be a 4th down for New London.
Right, that's the 3rd time we saw that formation where they put trips down at the bottom of the formation, Dannett up top. He gets double coverage. And again, Irizarry's got to throw the ball where his receiver can make a play. He had some time. He just couldn't deliver the goods.
Better job that time, but at least he kept it in bounds.
Right.
And he put it over the shoulder, the proper shoulder, just overthrew it a little bit.
Right.
So he'll stay in the game. Will Leo Griffin-Hill to punt, standing at his own 45, and the playmaker James Green back at his own 10.
Leo Griffin-Hill set to kick for the Whalers.
Snap is good, and it's a low ground ball. Bounces up to Green at the 10. Nothing there. Tries to cut it inside. Now back outside. Breaks a tackle. Heads to the outside. Uh-oh! Great block down the sideline. Just with Perry. And Pedro Perry saves a touchdown. James Green, the playmaker, all the way into New London territory to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, no flags. It turned something into nothing, and that time you saw Green doing it all himself. And the one thing that kind of stands out now is he can finish these runs. You talked about his speed, but he's got a little strength to break some tackles and finish.
There is a penalty because Amir Thomas got the defenseless man crackback block. And
that's what it is.
And that's what they're going to call.
Holding. There you go.
There's a holding call on the Colonels.
And so that's going to negate a great run by Green. Here's the thing about the punt. If you're going to kick that low ground ball, you got to kick it 30 yards away from him.
Right.
You can't kick it right
to him. You can't kick
him.
it right at him because it's going to give him a chance to gather, settle, and get cooking.
Colonels begin their drive 1st and 10 at the 19.
So all the way back to their own 19-yard line. So a huge play by Green, negated by the penalty. But Ledyard will have the ball. 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period. They're up 6-0. Trying to figure out why Derek Burris, the cornerback for New London, is down here. There's no receiver. So he's got a pinch. 1st down, out low, under center. There goes Green in motion. Fullback dive. Streckfus still on his feet, pushing forward. And a gain maybe a yard, but that's a good, tough run on 1st down by Miles Streckfus, the freshman. So you got Miles Streckfus, who's a freshman, Roman Streckfus, who's a junior. If they were to tackle you together, it'd be a Streckfus sandwich.
I knew that. Oh, man, I knew that was going somewhere.
Yeah, I am a ham and egger, sports doctor.
Yeah, you are.
And if they tackled one of your son's teammates?
It'd be a bacon sandwich. Bacon Streckfus sandwich.
Jesus.
Peter Wappy, thank you very much. Toss left to outside with a step. Cutting it back inside is Roman Streckfus. So back-to-back Streckfuses has Ledyard cooking. Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
If you're out there watching right now and you feel like throwing cold water on me, I can't blame you. 1st down, Colonels. Ball
I can't
at the
keep up with the breakfast sandwiches and the vetoing and the
Streckfus sandwiches.
George Bush and jeez. Ronald Reagan.
Nice sizzling Streckfus sandwich.
Unicorn.
Here we go, 1st down, Ledyard. Ball at their own 34-yard line. Waiting for the motion man. And they're going to call it a little audible, sideline. They want to do a scramble.
Again, they got to hustle. You got less than 5 to go on the play clock.
They're not going to
get the play off.
They are not going to get it off.
I mean, it's just.
Nope, there's a
flag.
There is a flag on the play.
I don't understand, and I know the Ledyard coaching staff is upset with the players, but I got to blame that on the staff. I mean, you're asking a kid to change the play at the line of scrimmage when the play clock's dwindled down to basically nothing.
Yeah, Outlaws.
Do you remember a few years ago when Jamal Davis had that just absolutely complicated offense in NFA, and when he had some good players over there, and the play calling was coming in from the sidelines, and it was brutal watching it. I feel like I'm watching the same thing, and they're not changing any kind of personnel out here.
Toss outside. Streckfus cuts it back inside, and you're going to lose a couple of yards here. Very, very difficult to make that toss.
Streckfus on the carry.
If you've got a sophomore quarterback out there, and that's what Ledyard has right now, I think the leadership has got to come from the coaching staff. And it's got to come in quick. It's got to be simplified. And, just keep things simple, and let's find some sort of rhythm and flow.
Back to second and call it 16. In motion, Green. Fullback dive, Crawford, big hole. Crawford cuts it outside. Crawford crosses the 40.
Thank you. Please, thank you. Can I have another? Nice run that time by Crawford. Again, it gets to the outside. The offensive line does some work. Now it's 3rd and 4.
Yeah, it's a huge play on second down.
3rd down and 4 for the Colonels.
And right up to the line goes Ledyard.
Let's go. Put the New London defense on their heels a little bit.
In motion, Green. Fullback dive again to Crawford. He's not going to get much this time. He's going to fall forward for a yard. He's going to bring up 4th and a yard.
And I'm going to go for it.
They're going to go for it because New London's offense hasn't given them any reason to not.
And I'm going to get into the line of scrimmage. I'm going to quick count and I'm pop it with Crawford off the right side. That's all I'm going to do.
And then you're going to run out the 3rd quarter and you're going to go into the 4th quarter with a lead.
Yeah, look right now. Just pop it. Let's go.
They got Avery Kenny needs to go and switch spots. Go to the other side.
9 guys get to the line of scrimmage before you snap the ball.
A lot of time. Waiting for the motion man. And here comes the play call again. Keep an eye on the back judge. There goes Green in motion. Quarterback keeper. And he's not going to get it. The New London defense is going to hold. Turnover on downs is going to occur, and the Whalers are going to take over inside the 45-yard line. I think it's going to be at the mark at the 44.
Officials timeout for a measurement.
I mean, there's no way that's a very generous spot. I mean, we have the visual. That's a very generous spot.
He was.
He didn't get it. New London football, as we said. Even with the spot, Whalers will take over on downs.
And New London takes over on downs.
So 1:32 remaining here in the 3rd period. New London will have the football. And in fairness, New London has had fabulous field position.
Oh, they have, yeah.
I
mean, everything from their side of the 35 on up. And at least 3 or 4 times in Ledyard's side of the field.
I think New London has to go back to something, either go back simple, back to that I formation that they were running early in the game, or change up some routes over the middle of the field, because this is not happening right now. Here's Zari on the handoff. Griffin Hill. Griffin Hill breaks a tackle, cuts inside, 1st down and more. Ball on the turf. They're going to say no. They're going to say he was down. The official is blowing him down. It's going to be 1st down, New London. Leo Griffin Hill is down and after the 1st down.
Yeah, Griffin Hill with a head of steam, Casey. North-south running. His best run of the game.
Ledyard fans not happy about that.
It's too bad Pete didn't have his instant replay going. I mean, he gives me that look. You'll see it on the highlights. I think he was down. I think the ground caused the fumble.
Yeah, I agree.
That was a good call.
That's a big 1st down.
Just
for
the eyeball test, yeah.
1st down, 21-yard line of Ledyard. Bad snap again. This time, ball's on the turf still. It's loose, and the Colonels have it. Jonah Eddy on the recovery. Eddy, who we saw walk off the field injured earlier in the game, back on and recovers the errant snap that was skidding around greased pig style.
Boy, New London has done everything to – the Ledger has done everything to give New London an opportunity to win the game, and New London has given Ledger the opportunity to win the game. Does that make sense?
Right now, they're playing hot potato with this thing. Listen. You guys haven't scored yet. Let's give you the ball. No. You guys, it's your home field. We'll give you the ball back.
Take the ball at our 40-yard line. No, we'll give it back to you.
47 seconds remaining in the third period. Ledger with the football after the turnover by the Whalers. Green in motion. Toss right to Green. Got a block on the edge. Pedro Perry wrestles him down after a gain of 5, but a nice gain on first down for the Colonels.
Rodea Perry, the 5th, in on the tackle for New London.
So that's going to be 1st and 5, and that's the best first down play we've seen from them in a little while. Clock ticking now, 15 seconds remaining. This should be the last play of the third period. Three, two, one. They're not going to get that play off. And we're at the end of the third period. 6-0, Ledger on top of New London. Come on back for fourth quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on Day.com.
Tips from C-Rack to help you grow your mental wellness. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Avoid screen time and large meals before bed. Try new activities and meet new people. Find a career or volunteer for a cause that fits your values. Get outside and change your scenery. Challenge your mind through games, books, or activities. Stick to a weekly budget. Take time to process your emotions through meditation. And write down your thoughts in a journal to help organize your feelings. To learn more about how to improve your mental wellness, visit crackt.org.
Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, we provide solutions to all of your dental needs. You can visit them today at waterforddentalhealth.com. And if you want it that way, go to Waterford Dental Health, 177 Boston Post Road.
Backstreet Boys, huh? Back in the day when, jeez.
Where men were men and boys were in bands.
Thought about it. What do you think about Mac Jones and the Patriots? You asked me 8 wins. Do you think the team will win more than 8 games this year? 2-3?
I think that they need to open up the offense in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
And they're not. And I think the guys, I think he's fabulous at reading the defenses. I think he's fabulous at his composure. I think he still makes a couple more mistakes than they're used to as far as trying to force the ball sometimes. Doesn't always see everything.
You think he'll be all right?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, but they're going to have to open up the offense if they're going to win more than 8 games.
Yeah.
2nd down and 5 at the 40-yard line. Ledger with the football now going left to right. Green in motion. Fullback dive. Fighting forward is Streckfus, and he's going to be close to the first down.
And Danette on the stop that time. Yeah, Danette's played well. You talked about him, Casey, is that one of those lockdown corners. He comes up and makes the stop. Stop at the net.
So I've been calling Streckfus' name this whole time, and I believe we've had it wrong the entire time.
Sure.
The running back is 26, not 25. And I believe that's Andrew Harris, who is wearing his old number.
Okay.
So Andrew Harris is actually that running back. And Harris will remain in there. So all that Streckfus call for, I gave a lot of love to Miles Streckfus, the freshman.
All the sandwiches?
Freshman, the freshman was no longer in. Keeper, Outlaw, good gain, 5 yards.
Yeah, great job that time by Outlaw. Again, he showed you the flash on the keeper. The dive, took it himself. That is a smart play by the sophomore quarterback right there to get 6, maybe 7.
And as soon as I was able to identify Andrew Harris, he's down on the field, it looks like. So we're going to take a moment and go back to talking about tomorrow night's game.
Oh boy. I mean,
tomorrow night.
Well, listen, you're going to have to is a measuring stick game?
So, Killingly has been the best team in the ECC for 5 years now.
Maybe 5, 6 years, yeah.
You know, NFA, you know, pound for pound, Killingly hands down.
Yes.
Peter Wappy and I talked earlier and raised this question. When's the last time Stonington had a meaningful game like this? I mean,
it's been a long time.
Sure.
Since Jimmy Bunicor was there, maybe?
Probably since they
back
state
in the
champion.
Yeah.
The Jensen's.
Yes.
So it's gonna be that kind of atmosphere tomorrow night.
I think so. Yeah.
That place is gonna be crazy, and it is a measuring stick game.
Yeah.
I think there is talent. I'll get back to that after this play.
Well, you got some intel.
I do, and I think it's gonna be a better game than we think from a talent-wise. But then we're gonna talk about program-wise. In motion, Green, 2nd and 4. Handoff Crawford. Crawford puts it on the deck. Ball loose. Who's got it? I think Ledger may have held on to it, but it wasn't Crawford.
Ledger's got it back.
Someone saved Crawford's bacon.
It is recovered by the Colonels.
There you go, number 1.
Jonah Eddy. Eddie, who's recovered 2 fumbles, that time for his own teammate.
Yeah, and Crawford just kind of coughed it up on his own. He was kind of untouched coming through the line. A nice run. Showed you flashes tonight. He just kind of gave it up. But right now, Ledger in business. A couple back-to-back first down runs.
So Bacon Academy, who's played Stonington, Ledyard, and Fitch. So that's, 2 losses and 9 wins or 10 wins. Says Stonington, top to bottom, most talented team they faced.
No kidding.
So, yeah. 1st and 10, Green in motion. Quarterback keeper Outlaw, and that time nothing there. Nice penetration. Prats was in on the tackle, and no gain. Yeah, I mean, they said Outlaw and Green might be the most dynamic combo, and Fitch might be the most versatile team, but talent-wise, sort of top-to-bottom roster.
Stonington.
So I think from a talent standpoint, and Peter Wappy was at Stonington practice and said the same thing, said from a talent standpoint, they look right there. But
they got some size up front too, Pete? Stonington? Good size up front?
Yeah, not like these two, but...
Yeah, they can move some people.
In motion, Polton, toss left to him, trying to get inside, cuts it, 1st down and more. Jackson Polton crosses the 30 down to the 25-yard line.
Yep, toss sweep out there. I think the first time we called Polton's name all night. They got to the edge was closed off. A little cut back that time. Got himself, 11, 12 yards. Nice run that time by Polton. And again, if you're going to be seeing too much of James Green, why not go the other way with Polton?
Absolutely.
Defense is keen on number 7. How about 11? Which would you rather have, 7 or 11?
7-11. Yo!
I know, yo.
So to finish the thought about tomorrow night, the difference in that game isn't going to be talent. It's that Killingly expects to win every game. It's been 5 years since they thought they couldn't, and Stonington doesn't have that mentality yet. That's going to be a huge, if it's close, which way is Stonington going to go? Green in motion. Option. Outlaw keeps it himself. Positive yardage. Nice job. Gain of 3.
And again, unless that initial fullback dive read is there, that option look coming down the line is not there because New London just bringing number 17 up. Kyle Parks is just taking that away from him. So he has no choice but to turn upfield and, like I said, stick his head down and get 4 yards.
But right
almost
now,
5 on the first down there.
8 minutes go. 8 minutes and counting. And right now, Ledger's in. They're in the red zone, and it's just going to be tick, 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 tick if they don't stop them on this drive right here. 2nd down and 6. Green again in motion. Fullback dive to Crawford, and ball's out. The turf, and New London's going to come up with it. New London recovers. Joshua Blanding, the sophomore, falls on it for the Whalers, and there's Ledger giving it right back to New London again.
That's the 2nd time in this drive that Ledger just put the ball on the turf. I think both times by Crawford.
I don't know that Crawford ever actually
I don't think he ever had the ball, yeah.
Well, he's probably not getting a lot of snaps practicing with the first team. I mean, that's Outlaw's spot.
Sure.
So now can New London seize the opportunity? 7:57 back at their own 22-yard line, which is unusual. They've had so many possessions on the Ledger side of the field. Irizarry in the shotgun. Hands off to Griffin Hill. And Griffin Hill is popped on the outside, wrestles forward for a gain of 2.
Eddie had to stop, yeah. Boy, he's played a good game on the defensive side of the ball, Jonah Eddie. Just kind of comes up, fills, makes a pop, hangs on for dear life. And again, you know, Griffin Hill is one of those guys where you got to kind of wrap up because we've seen the half-hearted jersey attempt grab, and he'll bust through that. And he gets ahead of steam. He's fast. So you got to kind of wrap him up, slam him down old school style.
2-yard gain for Griffin Hill. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 24-yard line, and we're going to get an injured Colonel. I think that's Eddie back down on the field again. He's just been struggling tonight.
So I'm going to go with my original thought process coming out of the locker room. This score's going to hold up. I think it's going to be 6-0.
Well, I had said
you could talk me wrong. I mean, you could tell me I'm wrong, but I got a feeling that
I had said there was going to be 2 more scores. I'm going to retract that.
Okay.
I do not believe there will be 2 more scores.
Yeah. 1 more score.
Read me the New London scores taking out the Griswold game. What were they in the other 2?
13-6 they won against Guilford, and 12-7 they lost against Fitch.
So they scored 2 touchdowns in one game, and then they scored 1 in the next.
They scored 20 points
in those 2
outside
games.
of it, yes. Okay. And then 26 against Griswold.
And talk about the points they've given up this year. 1 touchdown against Guilford, 2 touchdowns against Fitch, 1 touchdown against Griswold.
Yes. Right, so they've got
6-0 might be right in the wheelhouse. But
it is, yeah.
Now look at Ledyard's scores, because there's something that should not go unnoticed.
50-8,
where the 8 was garbage time.
47-0.
Yep.
34-8.
And then they gave up 20 against Hall. That stands out.
Yeah. Hall must have had Eric Dickerson in the backfield. Craig James, Pony Express. Remember that?
Irizarry to throw. Plenty of time. Over the middle, complete. It goes close to a 1st down. Goes Herbie Bonneau. And Bonneau will get New London up within a yard. That was the first time we've seen anything other than that deep sideline route in quite a while.
It almost looked like a really, really slow, delayed wide receiver screen.
I think it was a drag route.
Okay, sure,
where he dragged across the field.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he was the first option.
I don't believe he was, no.
Because Irizarry had a lot of time. That's a great play on 2nd down, 3rd and 1. 6.5 minutes remaining in the ball game, so New London needs a 1st down here to keep things going.
Watch the snap here. We've seen a miscue a time or 2.
Good time that time. There's a little screen. It goes to Bonneau. Bonneau's going to have a 1st down, and he's going to get to about the 40-yard line and more, pushing him forward, so crosses the 40. Herbie Bonneau. And it'll be a 1st down New London with 6:13.
Well, that time the bubble screen to the long side of the field paid off. Bonneau kind of caught the ball, was patient with his blockers.
But it wasn't the long bubble screen. He came to the ball.
Came to the ball. It came back to the ball. Yes, he did. Yes.
It was a 10-yard throw,
right?
Not an 18-yard
yes.
throw. So 1st down and 10. Clock running now, just under 6 minutes remaining, and New London has it at their own 41-yard line. Phillips is at the bottom of your screen. Trip receivers to the top. Leo Griffin Hill in the backfield. Handoff Griffin Hill. In the middle, shows a burst of speed and gets 8 yards as he split defenders. That's a great play on 1st down.
Yeah, I like that play call. Offensive line opened up some holes, did some work. North-south running that time by Hill. Gets in and finishes the run. Casey, he is on the verge of popping those plays. We've seen that a couple times tonight where he gets himself in the 2nd level where a Colonel's got a handful of jersey or something like that, but I guess it wouldn't shock me if he popped one of these up the middle for 45 yards and went to the house.
No, I mean, he's
got that kind of ability.
And he's had that opportunity, so New London's going to have to
They're going to hustle here
get
with
up
the
here
play
and get
clock.
to the line.
Hey, watch the back judge here. Okay, they're at the line of scrimmage. One is going to call timeout.
Yep, you're not going to get this one off. They're going to have to call timeout.
And they do.
And they did, but that's
they didn't even break the huddle until what's the hand go up with 5 seconds?
Yeah.
So they don't even break the huddle till there's 5 seconds left to go on the play clock off a big run.
And that's their 2nd timeout. They had to waste one on the 2nd play of the 2nd half.
Yeah.
And so with a timeout on the field, we should tell you that this timeout is brought to you by CRAC. CRAC is bringing the light to mental health through opening doors and opening minds. You should learn more at CRACCT.com. That's SERACCT.com. Also, we're going to make mention again of the day and game day. Proud to present the First Day Holiday Classic right here live on game day, December 20th at Mohegan Sun Arena. The boys basketball doubleheader will feature Ledgerd, two-time defending state champion Waterford at 6, followed by East Catholic, and Bristol Central's Donovan Klingen, 8 o'clock. He's heading to UConn, but he's going to try to win State Player of the Year first.
Where does the responsibility lie after a first down like that and then a miscue like that happens? Coaching staff?
Yes.
Coaching staff.
Right now, the coaching staff needs to have 2-3 plays ready to go, and they got to get them in.
You got a big play on first down. You got the Ledger defense on the heels a little bit, and you can't even break the huddle until the 5-second clock comes up.
Now, there could have been a personnel issue that we don't know about,
right.
somebody that was supposed to be on the field or whatever, but otherwise, that's just plays got to get in. Second down, handoff, Griffin Hill. Hit behind the line of scrimmage and falls forward. He's going to be right at the stick, and he's going to have the first down. Individual effort by Griffin Hill is going to move the chains.
I'm going to mark him short, I guess.
Third down and a very short one for New London.
Wow, that's not short. Where that mark is, I would guess, you know what? It's short by a chain link. So here's where I say, why?
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 Yeah. Give him the first down.
Let's get things going here. Clock running with 4:10, third down. I think this is where the shotgun hurts you. I'd like my quarterback to get under center, and there's Griffin Hill. I don't think he's going to get it that time. He's going to be short.
They're going to lose it. They are marking him losing the yard.
And now we're under 4 minutes, and New London with only one timeout. They got to run
a play.
They got to
go for it. I agree with you too. Get under center, run some power football, do a quarterback sneak. I mean, you're asking the kid to run 5 yards just to get to the line of scrimmage.
Avery Kenny on the stop that time for Ledgerd, number 4, the senior. That brings up a 4th and 1. And what a difference a chain link makes, right?
Yeah.
4th and 1. Let's hear it, Colonel fans.
Last time we saw this distance, New London threw a screen pass and it went for a big play. And right now, Ledgerd's going to call a timeout because they don't have the right personnel on the field either.
First timeout.
Well, with 3:21 left to go in the game, I will say this. This could be the play of the game. It's a lot, I guess. But this could be the play of the game, especially for New London's offense. Because there's only one timeout left. They'd be hard-pressed to get the ball back.
3:21 is just enough time for New London to get down the field without having to pop a big play. They can go quick.
They have to pick this. They have to get this first down.
But so the game's over.
Yeah, game's over. The game's over. They'll get the first down. That's what I'm trying to say. This is the play of the game.
It is. But if New London gets a first down, they'll cross midfield and they'll have 3 minutes to go 50 yards.
Yes.
That's very doable, even with only one timeout. The question is, do you trust snap, handoff? I think you're going to see them go back to the I, and they are. Pratt's is the fullback.
Johnny Burns is in
Burns
there.
is the big tailback. The question is, are they throwing out of this or not? Here we go. 4th and 1, 3:20 remaining. Hard count. Ball turf, broken play, and it never had a chance. And on the biggest play of the game, New London couldn't execute a handoff from in the center. Recovery made by Darren Jackson. Oh, Nelly. And Ledgerd with 3:16 remaining. New London can stop the clock once. So Ledgerd needs a first down to end the game. If not, New London will get it back. No timeouts and maybe a minute remaining in the game.
It was an ugly football play.
Biggest play of the game, you couldn't execute a snap under center. That's going to be something that they have to work on moving forward. Green in motion, fullback dive. Harris gains 5. My apologies, by the way, to the Harris family for misidentifying him most of the night, but that was Andrew Harris, the senior, as he got 5 on first down, and New London's going to let the clock run on this one. They'll probably stop it after second down. Second and 6. Out low, under center. Green goes in motion. Fullback dive again. Nothing there for Harris. It's ball on the turf. The officials threw the hanky in there, but it threw the beanbag rather. But it was recovered by Harris. Harris recovered his own fumble.
All right, so you're going to use your timeout after this third down if you're Johnny Burns.
Yes, which you can get with about 150.
Yeah.
And then you're going to execute a punt, which is probably going to put the ball back inside your 20. And you're going to have a minute and a half to go the length of the field with no timeouts.
I got to get to the line of scrimmage here.
I mean, they'd be, listen, they take a 5-yard penalty. They don't care. It stops the clock, but they're going to go right to
He's
the
watching
judge.
the back judge's hand.
Right to the back judge. There he goes. Under center. Green in motion. Toss to Green. New London's got it well covered. Green can't get out of the grasp of Parks and Pratt. And more importantly, goes out of bounds, which saves New London a timeout. That's a big mistake.
See Marcus Outlow telling James Green to just go down in bounds.
So with 1:43 remaining, 4th and 5, Eddie will come in to punt, and New London saves a timeout. They're going to get it back with 1:30 and a timeout.
Yeah.
The question is, what can Leo Griffin Hill do with this punt from Eddie? What kind of field position can he give him? And will Eddie punt it away from him or not? First thing you need is a good snap, and you got to get the punt off. On 4th down. Good snap. Pressure. Punt is away. Spiraling punt. Lands at the 10 and takes a Ledger bounce, and it's going to go all the way inside the 5-yard line, down at the 1.
What a great kick.
He took a chance, hoped it was going to go in the end zone, but here's the thing. My punt returner's got to be able to step up and catch it in the air. We haven't seen a punt caught in the air yet. If I got to have a punt returner that can catch the ball in the air. You can't let it hit the turf. So now all New London needs to do is go 99 yards in a minute 32 with 1 timeout. And if they do it, it's going to be because they get a 60-yard play.
Yes.
It's, you know. Wait a minute. I could still get 2 more scores, though. Safety. We didn't say touchdowns.
Oh, brother. Reach it.
The Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game is going to be an interesting choice tonight. Irizarry in the end zone from the shotgun. Low snap. Steps up. Deep down the sideline looking for Bonneau. And he trips and is not going to get a flag. He tripped over the defender. It wasn't interference. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Can we get something going to the middle of the field and get one of these kids on a crossing pattern and try and, clear out the middle and get Phillips or somebody in some space and let him turn upfield and make a play? These deep patterns to the outside are not working, obviously, right? How about a quick hit and a hitch or something like that?
Well, we saw them have great success with slants when Pratt was the quarterback. I just don't know if Irizarry can throw the strong enough football. Those slants take a little bit of steam behind the ball. 2nd down, Irizarry. Low snap, fielded nicely. Goes the other sideline route, looking for Perry, and he overthrows Perry, and it's out of bounds. It was intercepted, but out of bounds. It's going to bring up 3rd down. So Green picked it off, but he was out of bounds. 3rd down now with 1:19.
That'll bring up 3rd down.
I would be, I think I'm going to ask the coach who the player of the game is. I don't. If Ledger holds on to win.
It's not a terrible choice.
No.
Here's what I want to know. If New London goes 4 and out, does Ledger take a knee at the 1-yard line?
Yes.
They don't pound one. They don't pop one in just to 12-0. Get me my score. 3rd and 10. Low snap. Ball's on the
And
turf.
Safety.
And there's going to be the safety that we talked about. That one pegged. Safety for the Ledyard Colonels will make it.
Is that going to be a
8-0.
safety or a touchdown? I think it's a safety. I think that ball went out of bounds.
Yeah.
It is a safety. There you go.
A very, very frustrated New London High School team. The snap to center from center has been a problem all night. Irizarry also just struggling to catch the ball. It makes you appreciate Pratt's ability to catch those snaps.
Yeah. Tough night for Johnny Burns. Tough night for that group. No doubt about it. The layoff hurt him. The backup quarterback, really took its toll tonight. And defensively they played really well. They stopped Ledyard from doing their things, but offensively they just couldn't get in gear. Hurt themselves left and right.
Yeah, an ugly game too for that reason.
Yeah.
Just never really any rhythm to it. I know, Coach Johnny Burns is going to be extremely frustrated with his team's inability to execute the basics.
I'm going to ask Coach Mike Saricchio to help me out with the play of the game, so if you guys don't mind. Nobody really stands out.
I'm actually very interested to see who he says, because there's probably somebody that he sees that we don't see making the big plays. But, this has been you had Crawford scored the touchdown, made a big play on defense, but also fumbled it twice. You had, Green and, not really doing anything substantial. The offense really didn't go anywhere. They scored that one time. I don't have one for you. There was no defensive player that we called a bunch of times. It's a mystery. So it's going to be 1-13, 8-0 Ledyard. New London's going to they have a free kick and an inability to stop the clock. So, they're going to have to, hope for a muff or a fumble, and Griffin Hill will kick it. And then New London, as long as Ledyard recovers, New London cannot stop the clock. I've never seen it. Can you onside on a free kick? I honestly don't know what that rule is. No, it's an onside. They're doing an onside kick. It doesn't go 10 yards, and it's recovered by Wyatt Crawford.
Oh, it's your ball game, eh?
So, New London will, unfortunately, regret their inability to snap the football. Ledyard will move, it looks like, to 5-0.
Yeah.
Now,
backup quarterback or not, I got to think that Johnny Burns is just going to be sick to his stomach on the bus ride back to New London tonight. I really do.
Now, let's look how it breaks for Ledyard. They're going to get Stonington.
Yeah.
The week after Stonington plays Killingly.
Yep.
Maybe you get a lull in that Stonington game, but that's going to be an interesting game. They should beat Wyndham. They should beat Montville. That Woodstock game is going to be a challenge, and then, of course, Fitch on Thanksgiving. Yeah. But there's a chance
8-2
that they could roll. There's a chance they could roll into Fitch, needing to win that game to make the state playoffs.
Yes.
Which would make a Thanksgiving Day game much more interesting. For New London, they go Waterford, Bacon, East Lyme, Wyndham, Wilbur Cross until NFA. New London's the favorite in every game until NFA, including East Lyme.
Even if we saw tonight?
Yes. Yes, I think Pratt's will be
favorite
back.
Favorite against East Lyme?
Yes, I think so. Pratt's will be back. Again, how many points a game was Ledyard averaging going into this one?
Yeah, 42.
And New London held them to one touchdown.
Yeah.
I think the New London defense.
I thought the defense played extremely well.
But that's why they're.
And again, 12-7 against Fitch. They gave up 6 points against Guilford, and only 7 against. Yeah, the defense carried the team.
And their bread and butter is covering. So I think it's a bad matchup for East Lyme. I think that'll be a tough game for East Lyme. But I can't wait to see next week Mustafa Dinette covering Jordan Elsey.
Yeah, all right.
Because he's going to get locked up on him the entire game. Elsey, the big play threat for Waterford. Takes a knee, down under a minute remaining. So Ledyard, who came in 7th in the Class S rankings, is going to move to 5-0. And this win will be a better win for them from a standings perspective.
Right.
Bigger school with multiple wins of their own. So after the game.
After the snap, I'm going to head down on the field. You can close this out.
We'll have, of course, later on Facebook and other social media platforms, the Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game, as well as an interview with head coach Mike Siricchio of the Ledyard Colonels. 48 seconds remaining here in the ball game. It was a penalty against Ledyard.
Yeah, legal substitution. 12 guys on the field, I think it was.
That stops the clock.
Yes.
Because they want this game to just prolong a little bit longer.
Sure. All right, I will head down after this snap. You can close this out. I will talk to Coach Siricchio, and we'll get the player of the game for you.
Of course, we'll be right back at it tomorrow night. 6:30 start at Stonington High School. Outlow takes a knee, and that's going to take us down. One more snap will do it. The sports doctor will head on down to the field. And, again, we will be at Stonington High School tomorrow. 6:30 tip in what will be a Division II battle between Stonington and Killingly. Division III battle between Stonington and Killingly. It should be a good one. Stonington with only the one loss opening night to Fitch, Killingly undefeated. So that'll be tomorrow night's feature. One more snap and one more knee, I believe, will do it here. So an ugly football game, but Ledyard will come out of it with a victory. And the clock has hit triple zeros. They're going to make them call a timeout with 1 second left to get this snap off. So the clock has yet to reach triple zeros.
Gotta follow the rules.
I have no problem with being a rule follower. My question is, what on earth could Coach Mike Siricchio be saying to them right now?
Keep it clean out there and don't get involved.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. Less likely that he's talking about the shakaroni from pizza with a lot of pepperoni on it. I don't think it might have been, though. Talking about getting a pie after the game.
I could use a pie after the game.
Seriously, it sounds good, doesn't it? One snap here, and Ledyard will be done with it. Outlaw will be under center, and he'll take a knee to end it. And there he goes. There it is, the last second. And so give Ledyard credit. Without their main running back, Ryan Outlaw, who was out with a turf toe and a hyperextended knee early in the game, they were able to muster enough offense to crack the scoreboard, and the defense shut out New London, and the final score 8-0 here at Bill Mignault Field. So stay tuned for the Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game, as well as the interview with head coach Mike Siricchio, and then join us again tomorrow night from Stonington High School at 6:30 between the Bears and Killingly High School's football team. For Peter Wappy, the crew, and the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, I am Casey O'Neill saying good night, everybody.